Hi, we're Efterklang.
And you're watching When's Rocked. My name is Kasper. I sing in Efterklang and do most of the composing. And I'm part of the core members. We are 4 to 5 core members of Efterklang. And live we are having a few more people with us as part of the live band. And
I'm Frederick, and I play guitar and sing. I've just entered Efterklang, the live band, here in August last year, so I'm kind of new to it.
When people listen to the music, we like them to have some individual images of scenery, of their own film or so. Like it's nice that the music evokes some pictures or so. It has a broad kind of dynamic. It goes from very quiet to very loud, and a deaf person could feel the bass part of it, maybe. There's lots of bass in our music. We started out as I was around 18 years old. Me, Mads and Rasmus were moving to Copenhagen from a little island in Denmark called Als. And then we just started up taking day jobs and experimenting with music. Found a few other musicians like Thomas and Rune. And then we sort of just experimented with different musical ideas and tried to find out which direction we wanted it to be and where we wanted to go. So it took around 2 years or so, where we simply recorded and played around. And in 2003 we recorded the first mini album called Springer, and then quite soon after that we did our debut album called Stripper. Then we got a record deal with an English label called the Deaf label, which led to lots of things. Suddenly there was lots of concerts, activities, and we had the possibility of going to different countries and play concerts. And we started recording again. We took some of the live ideas, some of the things we did live, and recorded a mini album called Under Giant Trees. At the same time we did like a studio album, which was from scratch, small sketches, and then we did like a complete new album called Parades, which came out last year. And in between all this kind of things, there's been lots of different projects and records coming out as well. But that was kind of the highlights. When I listen to Springer and Tripper as well, it's much more virtual world. At that time we were really afraid of dealing with feelings. That's one thing, and afraid of presenting ourselves as we sort of were. The whole idea about these albums were to do something that was actually impossible. I mean, we wanted to record a record that couldn't be recorded. So we did like a sculpture, and then we had different people to come in and record on it, and then we used a hell of a lot of time to just move small sound bits around. Most of the time we were actually just sitting in front of a screen, working like an electronic artist would work, but just with acoustical sounds. And the whole idea was to kind of make it a really soft sculpture, very very virginal somehow. So when I listen to the older ones, it's much more a naive kind of feeling to it, and the recent ones are more raw. If you take the latest album, Parades, for instance, it's on that record there's tons of electronic sounds, but we've just been better at combining the acoustics and the electronics so they become a third dimension somehow. That's the idea of our musical experiments until now. Most of our work is about working with other people. We don't feel like we want to do what we do all by ourselves. We want to kind of make it a bigger thing somehow. So we meet lots of musicians and lots of people, and therefore it's a combination of friends and its contacts and its professional musicians. We write all the music in sheets, have a specific idea. When we invite a musician, we want it to be pretty clear what is happening. And when you've done the voices on the sheet, and it feels natural to just continue doing some freakness, then you do that.
When I came and sang some of the choir for parades, we started out very, very strict. I mean, Casper was saying this and this and this, but after a while, I mean, it got very open to our own ideas, and I think I have something to say on it. I mean, some parts we could just arrange our own way.
We like choirs. It was also like a theme for the album. We like having different things that we actually work with. A new one, we tried working with woodwind instruments, clarinets and stuff like that. And then we wanted to expand the choir part. On Tripper we were mostly singing in unison, much more black and white sort of. And the new one we tried to put in harmonies, and we were quite inspired by a band called Popelvuh, for instance, a German band, using lots of choir. We had inspirations from folkwave, in the American folkwave, where they used different harmonies. And we wanted sort of to combine this with the classical world of boys' choir. We had 4 boys singing in the church, a female choir, a men's choir, and then we had like this like bad boys choir, which was mostly like shouting. So we wanted to make it wild and at the same time really soft and really virgin, so you had this twist in between. And the choir is an extremely nice instrument to work with. On a violin or on a brass instrument, you have a spectrum of sound you can work with. In a voice, it's depending on the individual. It's always depending on which people you put in the choir. When we're touring, it's the idea is mostly to be a collective on just one platform, because it works best. I mean, we're not the kind of band where we have a section of guest musicians that is standing in the corner of the stage, or the choir girls or something like that. We try to present Efterklang as a 8-piece band. When you look at an Efterklang concert, you won't be able to point out who's the real Efterklang or something like that. It's just a big orchestra. At least that's how we want it to be. So.